Hey guys, Testa's here again, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Uh, I'm sure that some people are still in shock at the election in the U.S. In fact, you can watch people breaking down and crying and protesting, and I have to blame a lot of this on the media and their portrayal of all the candidates. Um, I've been very disappointed in the media for a long time. Um, as a former reporter, albeit a sports reporter, um, I worked full time. I covered everything from the Washington Redskins and the Baltimore Orioles, Washington Capitals, down to Pee Wee football. Um, had my own column, an editorial piece where I had the chance to make opinions on things. And I watched media slowly change more and more. You know, there was always a tinge of opinion depending on which network you were watching or which print you were reading, but it was never so lopsided, um, so driven for their own mandate. You know, no matter how you view the election, no matter your feelings, rejoice in the fact that for one night the media got slapped in the face, that they had to eat crow because they were so wrong, that they've been so out of touch with. Uh, you can look at the map, how much red there is on the map, and anyone that says that this was all a male, white, racist vote, most of the Obama supporters the past two elections voted for Trump because they're tired of the way things are going. They're tired of every little thing being criticized, and people, Todd McFarlane made a great comment this morning that we've cried wolf so many times that it just stopped working. And that's not an exact quote, but that's basically what it comes down to. And you have a media that has went out of its way to divide the country, to divide the politicians, to make each one hated in its own right, to cut snippets out of statements and to push the racism, the bigotry, the misogyny, the anti-gay, anti-ism. And I think the large majority of the American public decided it's time to fight back. We're tired of this. You know, everyone that voted for Trump is not a racist. I would guarantee that a large portion of them just wanted to see a change in the system, that didn't want another career politician, that didn't want another corrupt person who you see if you looked at any of the WikiLeaks stuff. Hillary took money from places that are polar opposites of some of the things she supposedly supports. And in large part, the media pushed all of these things towards Trump. And I'm not saying they didn't give her harassment on the emails and everything else, but it was a different look. The media pushed her as corrupt and him as a racist, bigot, misogynist. And people bought into it. People in their bubbles who only listened to that select few around them or certain media outlets bought into those situations. And it's kind of funny when you see Trump being called a racist, and then having people like Herschel Walker and Shaquille O'Neal coming out and saying, no, the guy's okay. And I'm sure that when people see that, they're on Tom's. They've spent legitimate time around this man. I like neither candidate. Honestly, all four to me weren't good choices. But the times when Trump actually talked about policies and politics never made it to the media. But certainly every time he misspoke a word or said something offensive, and even those times, kind of the grabber by the comment. What they cut off of the end of that is they're okay with it. They let you do it. That something to that words, which implied that it wasn't something he was doing that would be done, and he never said he did, but it was it was a mentality that allowed that those types of people would do anything to be in that position, be around the power, the money. And I don't think he's wrong in that right. And honestly, people can lie and say our locker room isn't that way. It isn't that way. I've DJ'd in nightclubs. I've DJ'd in strip clubs. I've been a reporter in locker rooms. And I hate to tell you, male and female, there's some pretty raunchy stuff said. It's one of those double standards where, people like Amy Schumer can go out and talk about going and molesting this drunk guy and it's all okay, and admitting to having done something, and someone else making an offhand comment and being totally slammed by the media because they know people, we're going to watch, we're going to want to see, we're going to click, we're going to get that revenue. And something else you saw from WikiLeaks is that a lot of these major news corporations were in bed with the campaign. Any Bernie supporter that isn't completely pissed off at the media and the Democratic Party right now really needs to take a second look. I told my children, vote for who they think will do the best for them. And I have 4 daughters that are of voting age. And I will tell you, I know at least 2 of them voted for Trump. Now, you look at me and you probably see, oh wait, he's white, he's going to say that. Wrong. My lineage is not as a white male. I am very much Native American. I have African American in my family tree. I have a mixed daughter. I have bi people in my family. I have a ton. I've DJ'd at homosexual nightclubs. I've bartended at those clubs. I've spent time with gay, trans people. I'm okay with everyone. But when it comes down to this, we need to take a step back and look at what is real. Not what the media is spitting out to us, not what, that rhetoric that people are trying to force down our throat. Go research it for yourself. The internet is a wonderful thing in that right. However, you need to make sure that the sources you're looking at aren't Wikipedia, aren't, that they are truly reporting everything. If you hear something on the news and they give you a snippet of a story, of a video, of a statement, take the time to go research the entire statement. Get it in context. Make the decision for yourself. I can only hope, and I know it probably won't happen because the money's going to never change, but I can only hope that somewhere, because of election night, because you saw the shocked looks on the reporters' faces, because you saw them trying to backpedal and make excuses and now blame it on the pollsters because they didn't do this, or because voters were shy and didn't. You have to hope that they make a change, that they finally start reporting the way it should be done, that they state the facts and only the facts, that they leave opinions for editorials, and stop trying to spin every story to push racism, push sexism. All that does is divide a country that's already so divided that it's insane. I'm almost 50 and I've never seen the country this divided. And I blame a lot of that on the media, on the people that push an agenda so that they can get more ad revenue, get more votes, or not votes, but to get more clickbait. And some of this in the election was just to get more votes. Coming out and saying things about people just so you can make people afraid and offended. One of the greatest things I think Trump did is when he came out and made his statement after winning, is that he wanted to protect the LGBTQ community. And you can take that as a false narrative. I prefer to look at that as a sign of hope, that the media has portrayed him so wrong that he wants to do what is right. I'd love to hear what you think, because I really feel that the media has divided us. And a lot of people are pushing back against so-called social justice warriors, against those people that are professionally getting offended for other people. That the people that are afraid to speak their mind, to open a discussion, the fact that this election people were afraid to say they were voting for Trump because they knew immediately they were going to be labeled as a bigot, as a racist, as a misogynist, that they were going to get death threats, that, when it's gotten to that point, you're never going to get to the truth. You're never going to make things better. And coming from a mixed background, as a kid I joked, and when someone asked me what I was was Heinz 57, a little bit of everything. And I'm happy and proud to be that way. I'm happy and proud to have a mixed daughter who I love more than anything in the world. So my battery cut off because I was running my mouth too long. What I was trying to say is I am proud to be who I am. I am proud to have the friends I have. No matter gay, straight, bi, trans, male, female, white, black, red, yellow, it doesn't matter to me. Those things are just labels. And I can only hope that at some point we stop pushing that labelist agenda, that we stop trying to put everyone into a category, that we stop trying to make everyone into this cookie cutter shape of something. Because no two people are exactly the same. Their emotions aren't the same. They didn't live the same life. They haven't had the same experiences. And I can only hope the media comes back to some sense of normality. That we get a program that like 60 Minutes used to be. And someone made this comment maybe 2 days ago. There was a time when people were afraid to see 60 Minutes knocking on the door because they knew that shit was about to get real. That they were going to come out and bust it open. And that doesn't happen anymore. The media used to be a powerful thing that would break important stories, that would battle corruption. And anymore, you're just seeing them being part of that corruption. And I think that's why you're starting to see a lot of people go to places like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and other places to get information, is because they feel that those places are more trustworthy and more open. I love watching Philip DeFranco because he tries to give both sides of a conversation and then asks for his community to comment along and open a discussion. And that is a powerful, wonderful, loving environment that gets to the point, that works on something to get it right, to find out what really is going on and how people feel. And if you haven't watched his program, I recommend that you do so. I'll put a link to him in the description, because 90% of the time he's very much, and he'll give his opinion. He may be personally on one side or the other, but he reports down the middle. And there are a lot of people that try to do that. And I think that's where a lot of people are going now for daily information, to hear stories, because they don't want to see that far right, far left angle. They want to try to understand. And you can't understand when you only see one point of a story. When you're blinded, when you surround yourself in that bubble of only believing one way. Guys, I'm sure that I'm going to get a lot of hate for the things I've said. I'm sure that I may even get threats from this, and that's okay. I would prefer that it become as comments and open discussion so that we could talk about it. But you be you. Say what you want to say. It's okay. I think we've forgotten that it's okay to have feelings and emotions and opinions on things. Guys, I love you all. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully there will be much brighter topics to come. For the most part, as I said, I try to be all-inclusive. I try to be as nice to everyone as I possibly can be. I feel my children need a better way of things right now. I don't want to see my mixed daughter grow up with racism. I don't want to see my sons grow up and be harassed and be slandered because they appear to be white males. I don't want my daughters to hate everyone that isn't pro this or pro that. I don't want my gay, trans, bi friends to deal with the hate. I want us to have a better tomorrow. I want to have a better today. And we can only do that if we come together. And all I can say is it's going to be interesting from here. You know, we'll see what happens. The world isn't going to end tomorrow. And as much as some people are scared to death, the next 4 years I don't think are going to be so terrible that it's going to destroy you. This country has been through bad times. It's been through good times. The American people have been through horrible times. And we always strive to come out on top.